It was a dark and stormy night. The rain was coming down in sheets, and the wind was howling through the trees. A young woman named Sarah was driving home from a late shift at work when she suddenly heard a loud thud on the roof of her car. She assumed it was just a branch and continued driving. But then she heard the thud again. This time, it was much louder and more persistent. She pulled over to the side of the road and got out of the car to investigate. As she approached the roof of the car, she saw a figure standing in the rain. It was a man, dressed in ragged clothes and with a wild look in his eyes. Sarah was frightened, but she tried to remain calm and asked the man if he needed help. The man didn't respond, but instead began to walk toward her. Sarah quickly realized that he was not right in the head and that she needed to get back in her car and leave. As she was getting into the driver's seat, she heard a strange noise coming from the back of the car. She turned around to see the man opening the trunk and rummaging through her belongings. Sarah was terrified, but she managed to start the car and pull away. However, the man was not done with her yet. He chased after the car on foot, pounding on the roof and shouting. Sarah was driving as fast as she could, but she could still hear the man's pounding footsteps above her. She tried to lose him by taking a back road. But he seemed to know where she was headed. She was trapped, with the man following her every move. She didn't know what to do, so she pulled over to the side of the road and hid in the bushes. As she waited for the man to pass, she noticed that the rain had stopped and the sky was beginning to lighten. She decided to take advantage of the opportunity and make a run for it. She started walking in the direction of the nearest town, but she quickly realized that she was lost. She didn't know which way to go, and she was getting more and more disoriented. Just as she was about to give up, she heard a noise in the bushes. She turned around to see the man standing behind her, with a knife in his hand. Sarah was paralyzed with fear, but she managed to make a run for it. She ran as fast as she could, but she could hear the man's footsteps getting closer and closer. Just as she was about to give up hope, she stumbled upon a small cabin. She ran inside and locked the door behind her. She was safe, but she wasn't alone. The cabin was filled with the bodies of other women who had been taken by the man. Sarah realized that she was in a fight for her life and that she had to find a way to escape before it was too late. In the end, Sarah managed to escape and make her way back to civilization, where she told her story to the police. They searched for the man, but he was never found. To this day, the cabin in the woods remains abandoned, and the stories of the women who were taken by the man continue to be told. Sarah never forgot her harrowing experience, and she never ventured into the woods again for fear of what might be lurking in the shadows.